You found me at the Code Blue Homeless Shelter, Norristown, Pennsylvania. Currently at St. John's Episcopal Church.
And what county is this?
It's Montgomery County, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
county seat.
This is an important place
It is, yes, yes,
because it's the county seat.
yes,
Yet I see homeless everywhere.
everywhere.
Why?
Man, it's been growing and increasing the past few years. I think a lot of it comes from, it's a few variables. It's a low income, impoverished area, it's always been. There's a courthouse here that is the largest courthouse for Montgomery County, the only courthouse for Montgomery County. Probation offices are out here. Rehabs, resources are out here. So if you're homeless and you need to go see a parole officer, a probation officer, or you need to go to court, or you need to go to a rehab, it only makes sense for you to stay in this area. To be close to those resources. Secondary, there's a transportation hub in Norristown, and I'd say a lot of the root of drug addiction, because drug addiction plays a huge part in this epidemic, is rooted in Kensington, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, the biggest open air drug market probably in the world, and that overflow tends to come out into the suburb areas.
They're going back and forth. How far is it?
Train ride, 20 minutes probably. Yeah, car ride, same.
What are the officials doing about that? Do they know that this is happening?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Very, very minimal. I've been to a few meetings. I've heard a lot of things. I know all the council board members of Norristown, Pennsylvania. I grew up with most of them. Very familiar with what's going on behind the scenes. They want to clean up this area, but it's getting worse. And we had one shelter, I think it housed about 50 people, and they knocked that shelter down. They're going to be building, luxury living apartments. So on one end, they're trying to make Norristown luxurious and up and coming, but then on the other end, there's homelessness, the murder rate is high, there's drug dealing, violence, young kids running around killing each other, selling drugs. Yeah, and then in the midst of it, you have the courthouse, and it's very weird. It's a very weird melting pot. It's kind of always been that way since I can remember. Going back to my ancestors, though, it wasn't like that.
What job do you have right now?
Oh, so currently I'm running the Code Blue shelter with the Norristown, in conjunction with the Norristown Hospitality Center. I have a ministry myself called God Feeds Ministry. I have a building right across the transportation center in Norristown. We provide homeless and families in need free, healthy, vegan meals, fresh produce, smoothies, and juices. I believe, yeah, we can feed them, they're hungry, but feeding them nourishment, fresh fruits and vegetables, juices, smoothies, fresh pressed juices, burrito bowl salads, giving them something for their body, and then also feeding them spiritually as well. But love, to love, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we get in like, we're going to save this and it's like, God has spoken to me and said, just love them, you know what I mean? Love them at their worst. Love them when they're peeing themselves, they're pooping themselves, when they have sores all over their body. Just continue to love them. We can call mobile crisis and get a hotel room for these people like that. We can get them to a shelter like that. But when we call and say, hey, this person's having trouble breathing, there's really no services for that. I find that that's a big gap as well, because one, not everybody's an addict, but there are, and some elderly that don't do anything, and they're just unhealthy. Whether it's mentally, whether it's diabetes, whether it's high blood pressure, whether they had surgery, it's rampant, it's rampant. And, I don't knock anybody that feeds the homeless, right? Because it's the intent, right? We went to McDonald's, they was hungry, but I like to add another layer, like, okay, why can't we feed them healthy food, right? So not certain nights I make smoothies over there for them. We have smoothie night, It's like just for that moment they could at least get some nourishment, right? Some berries, some bananas, some love, without all the sugar.
What do you ask these officials for? Because this is like the most demoralizing. They're depressed,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it's big money, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
if it were to end, you know, then there would be no money in it. So there's money in it. There's money in the rehabs. There's money in the hospital visits. There's money in jail. Like it's a gambit. So behind the scenes, politically, like people are getting fed off of it. Like outside the box, what it really would take would be like a conglomerate, some kind of big money investor outside of a government that like a franchise like 100 unit, this 100 unit or a 200 unit building, but it's not just a place to live, it's a place to rehabilitate, it's a place to grow food, maybe it's a place to get you ready for your job, get you healthy, get you eating right, get you oh, they making smoothies in the morning, oh, they're a program that's 6 months, a year, you spend time in there to rehabilitate your mind, body, and soul and spirit outside of the norm. You know what I mean? Because there are shelters, there are resources, but it's all the same. It's not outside the box, outside the norm. It's not like, oh, we got 100 acres of farmland, or we're gonna send 100 people over there grow kale. You know what I mean? And what that does to their mind, like, oh, they can't reach drugs, but they're growing kale. Their hands are in the soil. They're pruning apple trees, right? And then then they go to the farmer's market. Now they're working. Now they got a job. Now now they got an ID. We teach them how to drive. Now they driving. Now they got CDL, whatever. Like, so far outside the box. And I don't care how far gone they are, how high they are, how mentally shot out they are, PTSD. I believe that they can come back.